You're probably wondering why I'm alone here.
I'm not sitting next to you.
Okay, before we begin, let's just say that before we were starting to record, let's just say Jack Fan 1994 wanted to see my reaction to one of the worst episodes I ever saw of Friendship is Magic.
I'm beginning to regret it.
Like, he wanted to see why I hated the episode, and I snapped. I just snapped at that point.
Snap! You attacked me!
I'm sorry! Come on, come back here. I'm not going to attack you. We're going to be talking about something less aggressive than that episode.
Okay. But I warn you. I have a key.
We'll get back to that at some point, but okay, let's start with Equestria Girls. Now, basically, we're going to be talking about our history for the Equestria Girls movie, and I think we're going to be recording this before a few days when the new season of Friendship is Magic is coming, like season 6. If you see this video during the day it happens, so yeah, yay, season 6. Yeah, for season 6. Hoping it'll be a great first beginning. But okay, let's talk about the Equestria Girls movies. Okay. First off, let's talk about when it actually happened.
I actually remember seeing the trailer on YouTube and thought it was kind of a joke, and then so it's real. But I reserved judgment until I actually saw it.
Yeah. I was kind of this, in a way I was a little different because, for one thing, first I want to begin with this. In opinions to the crowds of the fans, this movie came out at the very wrong time because this was after season 3, and knowing how season 3 wasn't the most favorite season of a lot of fans, kind of put it into the very low point that this was going to suck.
Season 3 wasn't bad. It just didn't have that many spectacular episodes.
Yeah, but I actually like season 3. I don't find it really bad, but like...
Also, people were having a huge hissy fit over Alicorn and Twilight.
Oh, I think that was pretty much the reason why season 3 was pretty much bad. But like, I found it to be a fine season. I didn't think it was that bad. I found it to be fine. I mean, I was just starting to get in towards the show. I mean, I pretty much watched season 1 and season 2, then season 3, and so yeah, I was just getting into it. So, knowing how I found out, like, I think what happened was that he showed me a photo of it, and I'm just like, this show has such great writing, great characters. How could they screw this up? And pretty much I knew it was kind of like something that had to do with Barbie. But one thing I particularly didn't notice is that this movie can kind of be compared to the SpongeBob movie, which meaning that it rehashes old ideas from the show but tries to bring something new to the table in the movie.
Yeah, we'll discuss that in a moment.
Yeah, so for one thing, what was really surprising is that this movie, it came out in theaters. Well, limitedly in theaters.
Still, released in theaters.
Yeah, and obviously, one thing I want to say, I didn't see this movie in theaters.
Neither did I.
Because the reason why is because I wanted to wait till it comes on TV, because a few reasons. One, because I was just getting into the show. I just couldn't, maybe I wasn't ready to get into just seeing this in a movie. Second, let's just say that one of my parents at the time was very judgmental towards this, and I couldn't, ask them to I couldn't just tell them, hey, I'm gonna go see My Little Pony Equestria Girls, to, be pissed at it. But now they're fine with it. They're completely fine now, but back in that time, I couldn't do it. So we never saw the movie in theaters, but we did see during its premiere on, back then it was called The Hub. Now it's called Discovery Family. And pretty much it was a decent film when everyone saw it.
I found it average.
Like, it was a very decent movie. When I looked at it, I mean, really, I was pretty much kind of everyone else's reaction at looking at it. I'm just like, this, like, pretty much the first thing that really was wrong about this is that the animation. And I know it sounds weird because but this movie was limitedly released in theaters. You don't even for limited release movies, you have to have like movie quality animation.
Yeah, it did feel a lot more like TV animation.
Yeah, like the animation for this was really just the standard TV show and nothing spectacular.
Well, I mean, that didn't stop Nickelodeon from releasing Hey Arnold the movie in theaters.
Well, no, I've
I
actually seen Hey Arnold the movie, and the animation's a little buffed.
But for that one, it looked more like TV movie animation than actually feature animation.
That's true, but let's not compare this show to Nickelodeon. I think no one wants to see Nickelodeon in this. But, like, what happened is that when I saw this, it's like the first thing I noticed, the animation. Like, oh, this doesn't look that great. I mean, film quality? Okay. But then after seeing the actual movie, it starts out very good. It starts out fine. And then when it gets to the point of Equestria Girls where they go into this new universe, and that's pretty much where I lost it or something, because when I first heard about this, I thought, this is a spin-off. This is a spin-off. Like, what if it started, like, here's what I'm thinking. I thought the idea was that it was going to start out in the Equestria Girls world because this was supposed to be its own thing. But no, it's connected to the pony world, and somehow now
Yeah, actually, I think we're supposed to feel like we're in Twilight shoes. This is from her point of view.
Yeah, though.
We're starting to get used to this new world.
Yeah, but this was before people didn't know at the time. I think another reason why this movie was hated because people thought that this connected to the show, and it just wasn't really that good. Though it was before the tweet of Megan McCarthy that she says that Equestria Girls and this show is not connected with each other. It's completely its own universe, its own setup.
Oh, well, I mean, like, I think the movies are canon, but the main show doesn't really acknowledge it. They just want the movies to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah. They wanted to like do what they wanted to do, but just pretty much that. I think also leading to that point. So yeah, pretty much the story of this movie.
Say you have a newcomer who's getting into My Little Pony, and they start they start binge watching the series. All 5 seasons, and and then he or she hears about Equestria Girls, saying, Is this really important? Nah, you can skip them if you want.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to watch the show, go ahead. But if you don't want to see Equestria Girls, you don't have to. But if you're the least bit curious because of one particular character, which we'll get to at some point, then you can watch it. But for the most part, when the first movie came out, some people, I think Bronies at the time, they really hated this. Like, really despised it.
And this is the time where bronies were just overreacting to such things.
This was, I think, the beginning of overreaction. This was.
No.
It began with the wings, and then it began with the question.
Actually, it started with Derpy being changed in the last roundup. Although for understandable reasons. I mean, it's the same way people react to the special editions of the Star
I
Wars
wonder if they're
trilogy.
going to go back to bring that episode back into its original form, because now we have Slice of Life. So what's the point
actually,
of this?
by this time, when Slice of Life came out, it really doesn't matter anymore.
Oh boy. I don't know. You'll definitely never see the unedited version on TV. Ever. You will never see the unedited version of that episode ever on TV. You'll probably just have to look it up online. But okay, going back, the story begins with Twilight, getting her crown stolen. She goes to the Equestria Girls world through a magic mirror.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Disney much, a little, like Mickey Mouse in the magical mirror. But what happens is, not only her, but Spike go through, and she turns into a human being, but not really a human being. Now, I think at first, I thought the designs were in a way unique, but weird. Like, they could have easily made them into human beings, but they just wanted to stick in between just so they could be recognizable.
Yeah, I think they stuck with the pony counterparts color palettes, just to make them recognizable. And actually, for the most part, the humans don't look bad.
They don't look awful, definitely. No, they don't look bad, but
I mean, Fluttershy and Sunset Shimmer, they look good as human beings.
yeah, they look definitely nice.
Actually, the only weird ones that stuck out to me were Celestia and Luna.
Yeah, they looked weird because, I mean, everyone, even when you look at them in their designs, they at least had the big eyes, like in their pony form. Like, Celestia and Luna didn't have really big eyes, but they had at least perfect eyes that matched them. But somehow they gave them very, thin eyes that make it look very weird.
And actually, I hate to jump ahead a bit, but that was kind of the same problem with Human Cadence in Friendship Games. Her eyes were just too small, and that's probably why her design was a little weird.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize her, to be fair. The first time I saw her, I did not recognize her, no. But, okay, going back, what happens is, the basic thing, Twilight loses her crown to this villain at the time, Sunset Shimmer, and has to get it back. And the only way she'll get it back if she wins the Queen Princess of the Dance or something.
Oh, the let's just call it the dance.
Like the dance, she has to win best the queen, the best voted kid in the princess dance or something. And yeah, so then what happens is, at first, she doesn't know what to think of the world, but then of course, as she gradually tries to figure out things,
Actually,
somehow her friends manage to help her out.
Actually, I think the best part of the first Equestria Girls was Twilight adjusting to being a human. Learning how to walk, how to eat like the humans do. It's really funny stuff.
I mean, it is funny, but the way I understand, but it's weird because she has Spike, and Spike has opposable thumbs and legs.
Spike is bipedal.
Yeah, he can walk on two legs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I cannot understand why Twilight can't learn from him. Why can't he just ask Spike, "Hey Spike, how do you do this?" That would have made it more clear. But no, they don't do that. They just make this. And also, did Twilight know what a computer was?
I know there's no such thing as computers in Equestria.
Yeah, no, but it's weird because I understand, but you can see that she was trying to understand what it was, and she even tried to figure out.
And also, I'm pretty sure the Equestrian alphabet is different from the human world's alphabet.
It's our alphabet. Yeah, it's our alphabet, but okay, so yeah, she's trying to get in, she's trying to figure it out. Then somehow these counterparts of her pony friends, which I think she pretty much knew it pretty fast, because she literally looks at them. One of my favorite moments in that movie was when you see that she figures out that one pony is Pinkie Pie, and when Pinkie Pie, she has balloons in the side of her skirt, she takes one out, if it was a cutie mark, but no, it's really just where she puts her balloons. Yeah, and I think probably one of the biggest ones is that her handwriting was bad. She didn't know how to write with her hands.
Yeah, because unless they're unicorns, ponies write with their mouths.
Yeah, they write with their mouths. I don't actually. There's inconsistency in a way, because I remember one episode of Friendship is Magic where one pony was actually writing with their hooves by like squeezing the pen like this. I can't.
Yeah, but physically, it's impossible for a horse to write like that.
Yeah, it's hard to do that unless it's a really smart horse, which it's Twilight, and it's weird because she's supposed to be incredibly smart. Like, for one thing, the first thing they should have looked inside, like the library, is the encyclopedia. She's so fast that there's no way that she couldn't have never like read their encyclopedia in one day. She should have done that. And don't tell me that libraries and schools don't have that. Libraries and schools have everything like regular libraries. Well, not everything, some things.
Not everything, but they definitely have encyclopedias.
Yeah, so why didn't she... I mean, obviously, if books exist in their world, why didn't she find a book of an encyclopedia to learn everything about so she knows? But, yeah, it would make the movie even faster, but, like, okay. Getting to the point, she gets help from her friends. She goes through this on and off relationship with this boy known as Flash Sentry.
Oh, Flash Sentry.
Like... And then somehow she manages to stop Sunset Shimmer from taking over the world. She literally turns into this big dragon thing, turning everyone into zombies. But then, of course, she stops her with the power of friendship, of course. And
friendship is magic!
Yeah, like pretty much leading to that point. And yeah, the transformation is exactly like a parody of Sailor Moon, which... Knowing that this show is pretty much Sailor Moon with ponies, as people first described it.
Actually, the climax of the movie was rather okay. It's an anticlimax with a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunset Shimmer gets taken down rather easily with the power of friendship, but also the crown starts doing stuff that's rather unexplainable. It gives the humans pony ears and a tail. Their hair turns into a ponytail.
I can't describe it.
I can't. It's incomprehensible.
It's magic can do whatever it wants. Like, I don't really care.
Oh, come on. Harry Potter has more explainable magic than
that. Well, here's the thing. The show's already broken so many boundaries already that you shouldn't really question it anymore. I mean, I don't even question it anymore. I don't care if in one episode they all turn into donuts. Oh wait, I don't even need to do that. In one comic book, they all turn into fruit. Like, I don't care of the inconsistencies. All I care if it's going to be a good story, good everything, and it makes sense. I mean, for one thing, for Vinyl Scratch, she doesn't have an iPod in the pony world, but somehow she can still listen to music with her headsets.
Right. Doesn't she have it in her pocket? Wait, I don't remember seeing any wires.
Yeah, no wires, no nothing. Like, she can just listen to her headsets. And no, headsets don't work that way. You have to, like, you shouldn't care at all.
But what about the rehashing of the plots?
Oh yeah, okay. Going back, for one thing, like I said, remember when I said that this was trying to be like the SpongeBob movie? In ways, it is, because first off, both of these shows, they had a movie after their third season, and they tried to rehash every idea they had before and try to make it brand new for new audiences to look at.
Actually,
like
the scene where Twilight meets human Fluttershy is an exact duplicate of the moment she met Fluttershy in the first episode.
Mm-hmm. And in one part, it's cut in the TV version where the Cutie Mark Crusaders have
the reference to Showstoppers. Oh, please don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you. No, I've already suffered enough already. But it's just that one scene that really just brings it. Like, they look at it as some kind of... What happens is they somehow uploaded a music video online, which is the same song they had in Showstoppers, I think.
And they had negative comments.
Yeah, they had negative comments.
I wouldn't be surprised if you wrote one of those.
I would have probably said, F you, 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 like 50 times. Like, I would have done that 50 times. But what the idea is, I think this is another problem with the movie. First off, they're exploiting technology, the modern technology, instead of being its own thing. Because they look at this version that is supposed to be their version of YouTube, and so they just said, oh, maybe we should be with comedy, and Twilight pretty much reacts the same way as they did before, but then Miss Cheerly comes in, takes away the computer, and yeah, pretty much we never see them again. Or pretty much never hear them again for the rest of the,
Oh, wait, but they were seen at the dance where Scootaloo was doing
the chicken dance.
I hate the Scootaloo chicken jokes.
Yeah, it's getting, like, even, I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think there was one point where the actress herself said, I am not going to be playing this character anymore if you continue with that chicken joke on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, was it because of, in Stairmaster where Apple Bloom was calling Scootaloo a chicken? Is that where it all started?
Yeah, I think that's where it started. It started there, and then it just became a running gag for even the show. And there's even one picture of Ed from Ed and Eddie calling her a chicken. Yeah, that's pretty much how the joke exploited itself. Like,
and in the background, and it's very easy to miss, there's a guy doing the Gangnam Style.
Huh.
It's odd.
Another thing that this movie did people mention that there is a reference to Transformers, from what I understand.
Really?
Yeah, there's a toy in the background that's a Transformer, but I don't know where it is. I've been searching all throughout when watching the movie. I just don't know where it is, but I know it's there. So another thing about this movie that's really bad is the technology. Is like, as soon as they were talking about like YouTube, iPhones, or just anything from the modern time, they even do modern, like, they do teen slang. Like,
what teen slang?
I'm not kidding. If you don't hear some parts of the dialogue, you can seriously hear teen slang like, hey, what's up, Twilight? Like, oh, hey, dude, we should do this. Like,
that's
I think
that's
mostly
how people talk.
Yeah, some people talk like that.
If you want to have if you want a problem with slang, play Life is Strange. They use a lot of slang that kind of makes the game feel dated. Although I still love that game.
The same can be said for Toe Jam and Earl. That's another game that has a lot of slang, but you know what? It's enjoyable.
But wasn't the Sega Genesis attracting the more hip crowd?
Yeah, but the game is still good itself. The first and second game is still good.
Yeah.
Like, it's considered good by many people and fans of this genre, even coming with a new game coming out. But, okay, going back, like I said before, like, the technology in this world was just so exploited, and I also found it very strange how when she reveals that she's a pony from another universe, they take it as easy as possible.
Wait, who's she?
Twilight. Like, I mean the main characters of the Equestria Girls world, their counterparts take Twilight being a pony very easy. Like, they're not questioning, like,
the same way they're not questioning Pinkie Pie actually guessing who Twilight is.
They take it very easily, and I find that really strange. I mean, if in reality a person tells you that they're from another world or they're not even human, you would obviously be like for a minute at least, and you would call them crazy. But if they're explaining in this much detail, maybe then I would kind of believe them.
Yeah, but they're not questioning the fact that Pinkie Pie actually guessed who Twilight is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
Even more so than Twilight being a pony in their world.
Yeah, but like, well, I guess the idea is Pinkie Pie is just a character that completely knows what she's doing, but what she does is that she just likes to point out the facts very quick. I think she's pretty much I think she's pretty much there for the sum up of all the cliches of all those kinds of, we found out you're from somewhere else kind of plot hole. Because you know how in like most movies or shows they have these plot holes like, oh, I'm from another dimension, there has to be all this explanation. I think what they're trying to do is like they're trying to just get it over with, make it completely simple as possible. And so it's pointed out as a joke, but also in a way just to get out this cliche that's been going on for a long time. That's pretty much Pinkie Pie, and she's very enjoyable. Adria Lemon, we love you. It's like you're great as whatever you do what you want with this character.
Yeah, she's an amazing voice actress.
She is.
And, hey, what about the songs?
I can forgive the songs, for one thing. There's not that many, but I can forgive it, the first movie songs. Because, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but I'm not a fan of the songs, even of the shows, or really much of the movies.
No,
like,
come on, what about the cafeteria song? Doesn't that put a smile on your face?
Oh, we should talk about that, actually. The cafeterias, okay, going to the song, I like it. It's fine. Like, I like the songs in the movie.
So get up, get down.
Yeah, the song is good. The song is good, but like talking about the cafeteria song, they should have put censor bars. Really big censor bars. Okay, for people, I don't even know, but
what are you talking
when they're
about?
making okay, for one thing, this is something that I don't think no one realizes, but when the reason they're exploiting them as human beings, they really do their best to try to make them as sexy as possible in this. Like, that scene in the cafeteria scene, all in cheerleader outfits or their own outfits, and them dancing, shaking their head. Like, what do you want us to think? We're not furries. We're not furries. Like,
but they're humans.
No, but like, there's scenes where you can literally, like, there's a scene where all of them are on their backs and they're shaking their hips and you can see the butts clearly. Like, I'm just like,
really?
I don't know what, maybe it's just because animators wanted to just have a little fun to the audience. Like, imagine if these people were in our world. I know you want to feel that. Like, ew, what's wrong with them? Like, I don't know. In my opinion, I see it. When you really look at it, like, I feel like I have to put black lines every single time their butts show up. Like, in the scene. Or even when they're shaking their hips, it just feels uncomfortable in a way. Like, I guess you don't see it, but I see it when, like...
You think about things too hard, dude.
I'm a very professional critic. I take things evenly.
And I'm a rather forgiving one.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not saying that I enjoy this at all. No. I'm just saying that it's just very wrong in a way. Even one person on YouTube commented to this scene saying that I'm having a hard time masturbating to this. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Someone on YouTube actually said that.
A sicko.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, there are sick people out there. But you know what? There's already a lot of sexy pictures of these characters that for some reason exist. They exist in a lot of cartoon characters.
Don't get me started on Rule 34. Just
yes. Ugh. Rule 30. I hate, like, I'm not even kidding. There's even fan art of this that goes so far that, like,
move on.
Let's move on because we're getting into uncomfortable territory. Okay, let's go back to comfortable territory. Okay, Fluttershy is hot in this as Equestria Girls form. I think we've gone to comfortable territory now.
She looks good.
Yeah, she does. I found Rainbow Dash's design a little weird. I mean, she does look like Rainbow Dash, but she looks a little different in a way. I also am into the point of fact that she actually is more female-ish compared to the pony version of Rainbow Dash.
More feminine?
Yeah. She feels more feminine than the pony version of Rainbow Dash. I'm starting to notice it a little bit because there are scenes where she clearly the first time that Twilight met Rainbow Dash, she was the character. I mean, obviously she's a female, like she does what she does, but in a way she had this kind of character that felt like, oh, I can do anything I want. I can bust clouds. I can probably hit a rock, and I can do anything I want. Awesome, coolness, that kind of stuff. But then when you look at Rainbow Dash in the Equestria Girls form, I mean, she does act that way, but then the first moment you see her, she hugs Applejack in the moment they apologize, and then just tells Twilight to challenge her to a soccer game, which she obviously knows she's going to lose. But then all of a sudden, after she just said, she said comfortably that she's going to help her even though she lost. And yeah, she likes hugging in this episode all of a sudden. Though she still sticks to her motto that she tries to be, that montage of them getting ready for the prom. She's still herself.
And there's my second favorite song in that movie.
Yeah.
This is her big night.
Yeah. This is a big
We're
night.
getting ready.
And also, where did they get a limousine? Where did they get a limousine?
Maybe it belongs to Rarity's family.
I've never seen Rarity Family as the rich type.
I mean, she works at a boutique.
Yeah, she works at a boutique, but there was never a declaration where these characters, I don't know, the money business in this world is very a little off and on.
Well, how did you afford a limousine?
My parents bought it for me.
Maybe the same happened, but you're getting too worked up on the tiny details.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just because when I'm a person, I know that I talk about tiny details, about something that don't care about, but you have to really look at it in a way that it could lead up to, why is this there?
But they're not exactly relevant.
Okay. You know what is relevant? Sunset Shimmer being a very one-dimensional villain in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, can you name
any standout moments?
Three character traits off of her.
She was a bully. She had ketchup and mustard hair. And she stole Flash from Twilight. I guess.
No. She used to date Flash.
She used to date Flash.
Oh yeah. And speaking of him, yeah, he's a Flash Sentry. He's a pretty one-dimensional character.
He still is. When I saw this character, I saw this character at first, I'm like, someone with Twilight? I've been waiting for that to happen because, in a way, don't you want these characters to end up with someone by the end of their whole lives? Someone they'll be with until they die.
I think romance is a rather taboo subject in the series.
Yeah, but even for the most taboo subject, I mean, in Avatar something like Avatar The Last Airbender, romance was kind of taboo in a way too, but they had pointed out...
Well, actually, they don't focus too much on romance. Maybe some characters being in puppy love or whatever.
Yeah, but by the end, Aang ended up with Katara, Zuko ended up with that goth chick.
Oh, May.
Zuko ended up with Suki, and
Sokka.
Sokka ended up with Suki, and they all had ending lives. It would be great that they ended up dying with these people that they cared about throughout the entire show. And I was thinking of the same thing with these characters, that they'll have someone by the end, even if it's even if it's the same gender, I would be fine with it.
Maybe maybe romance can work with My Little Pony. It just has to be done right. It can't be just awkward conversations between them.
But they're really pushing this romance between Twilight and Flash.
Yeah, I really didn't care about this romance.
Yeah, but they're somehow still pushing it. They're somehow still doing it.
Although this the one moment near the end where you know how Twilight dances like she does as a pony, you know, on 4 legs, lifts one leg at a time. He does the same too, and you know that's kind of cute.
Like, well, here's the thing. That's at least nice that he's willing enough to really love her ridiculousness, like her ridiculousness of dancing terribly bad. Like, she's a terrible dancer in the show, but you know, at least, you know, this could work in a way. But then I thought they were going to develop this character a little more. All we know about him is he's a rock star. He's a jock.
He owns what's the name of the car? I know it's horse related.
Stallion.
No, it's not called a stallion.
A Hoyt.
No.
I can't know the name of that.
I don't know. It's a car that whose name also means horse.
Yeah. Like, he has a car, and that's nice. So, yeah. So, like, he has all these traits of a regular one-dimensional boyfriend, and somehow Twilight falls for him for some reason. And I found that weird because Twilight's just such a developed character that you would think that she would be smart enough to pick her choices for men. I guess with her, she just can't resist Flash's charm.
I've seen fan art of Twilight and Flash. That's more convincing than what we saw in this movie.
And it's not convincing in the sequels either. Yeah, so speaking of the sequels, I think we should get to, the second movie.
In the next video.
Talk about we'll talk about the second movie.
Rainbow Rocks.
Rainbow Rocks.